All right, this video begins with the distance formula. That's d equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, when x1, y1 is 0.1 on your segment or on your plane, and then 0.2 is x2, y2. And once again, d is the distance between the 2 points. So if we have the problem, find the distance between -1, 4 and 3, -2. Just make a decision on which one you call 0.1 and which one you call 0.2. I decided to call 0.1 -1, 4, 0.2, 3, -2, and then plug them in accordingly. That will make my x2 3 and my x1 -1, so that's 3 minus -1 squared. Then y2 is -2 and y1 is 4, so that's -2 minus 4 squared. Simplify, that'll be square root of 4 squared plus -6 squared. 4 squared is 16, -6 squared is 32. So 16 plus 36, I said 32, I mean -6 squared is 36, excuse me. 16 plus 36 is 52. Square root of 52 is not a perfect square, but you can reduce it by looking at the factors of 52, and you can break that up into 4 times 13. Take the square root of 4, leave the 13 under the radical by itself. Square root of 4 is 2, so that'll be 2 square root of 13 as your most simplified way of expressing that answer. Midpoint formula. If you have a line segment, they have endpoints x1, y1, and x2, y2, and you want to find the midpoint on that line segment, you would just do x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. There will be coordinates for you. So if I want to find the midpoint of the line segment with the endpoints 1, -6, and -8, -4, establish point 1 and point 2. And then from there, we have x1 is 1, x2 is -8, so that's 1 plus -8 over 2. Y1 is -6 plus -4, which is my y2. Place that over 2. That'll be -7 over 2 and -10 over 2. So the coordinates of my midpoint would be -7 over 2, and then -10 over 2 reduces down to -5. Circles. Circle is a set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a fixed point called the center. The fixed distance from the circle center to any point on the circle is called the radius. So the standard form of your equation of the line, or equation of the circle, excuse me, is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared, where hk is the center, coordinates of the center, and r is the radius. So we want to write the standard form of the equation of the circle with the center of -2, 3, and radius 4. We will plug the values in accordingly, letting -2, 3 be hk, and then 4 being r. So that will be x minus -2 squared, because -2 is h, y minus 3 squared, because 3 is k, and then that's equal to 4 squared, because 4 is r. So that reduces and simplifies to x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equal to 16. All right, next, if they give us the standard form, in other words, they give us x minus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared equal to 9, and we want to establish what is the center from that standard form and what is the radius. And then we want to draw a rough sketch of that. First thing we do is establish the center and radius. So we know that the formula is x, or the standard form is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared. So we rewrite the problem that we have, or the equation that we have in that form. That would be x minus 2 squared plus y minus -4 squared. Remember, that was y plus 4. So we want to write it as a minus. That would be y minus -4 squared, and then 9 would be 3 squared. So that will mean my h is going to be 2, my k is going to be -4, and my r is 3. So from there, if I want to do a rough sketch, first thing I'll do is graph the center, which is 2, -4. Then from the center, I'll use the radius to graph 4 more points. going up, down, left, and right 3, which is my radius. And that will give me the point of 2, -1. That will be up. To the right, 4, -5, -4. On bottom, 2, -7. Then to the left, -1, -4. Just going up, down, left, and right 3, because my radius is 3. Then I would just draw a circle that runs through all of those points, connecting those dots. That would be my rough sketch of my circle. All right, so we talked about the standard form, the general form of an equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. D, e, and f are just real numbers. So if they give us the general form and they want us to rewrite it in standard form, this would be the process. They gave us x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y minus 23 equal to 0. First thing we want to do is group together the terms with the same variables and isolate the constant. So we would take x squared and 4x and group them in the same parentheses. So I have x squared plus 4x, then y squared minus 6y. And after that, I added 23 to both sides so that my constant could be on one side by itself. So there's x squared plus 4x plus y squared minus 6y equal to 23. Now from there, we're going to do completing the square process, in which we'll take half of your x term and square it. So my x term is 4x. So I take half of 4 and then square that. So that's half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Then I'm going to take half of my y term and square it. So half of -6 is -3. Then -3 squared is 9. After that, I will add both 4 and the 9 to both sides of the equation. Remember to keep your equivalency. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So I add that to both sides of the equation inside of the parentheses, the respective parentheses or the respective groupings. So that's x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 6y plus 9 equal to 23 plus 4 plus 9. All right. Now I can factor the perfect square trinomials on the left and then on the right, simplify as much as possible. So the x squared plus 4x plus 4 factors to x plus 2 squared. The y squared minus 6y minus 9 factors down to y minus 3 squared. And then 23 plus 4 plus 9 is 36. Let me know if you have any questions on any of those problems.